Welcome to the Expert Speaker Podcast. We have Eleanor Medina, creator of the Makaranda Method, here to talk about building a therapy business and not burning out in the process. Welcome, Eleanor.
Thank you, Majeed. So happy to be here with you.
So Eleanor is a recent graduate of the Make Money Speaking Intensive program, and she's a star student because she's applying what she's learning immediately.
Yeah.
Even from our very first conversation, I think you turned around and started applying what you learned in that single conversation.
Yes.
You want to speak to that?
Sure. At the end of my strategy call with Majeed, I said, how did you do that? How did you get me to sign up for this course? I said in the beginning I was not going to do that, but I did. I signed up and it was completely unexpected. And I said to you, can you teach me how to do that? What you just did? All those questions that you led me through, feeling into my body, how it would feel 1 year from now if we did work together. And I just thought, I have to work with this man. And I watched, you sent me a video, a recording of the Zoom call that we had, and I watched it 3 times. And I took notes and I wrote out the speech, or I wrote out the script that you said to me, and I've now adapted it and used it in my work. It's been amazing.
Well, you're a star student, and we've since then had several conversations about the ethics of guiding people with really good questions. And the intention of a strategy call is to help them get a clear vision of what they actually want and a clear vision of why they don't have that right now, their challenges, and then invite them to choose what they want to do about that, whether that's signing up for your program or something else.
Yep.
So I'm glad that was a learning experience and an enlightening experience for you, and a great opportunity for me to get to learn about your work, Eleanor. So for our listeners, take us back to when it all started. You became a therapist. What made you want to become a therapist? And now you're helping therapists not get burnt out. So I assume at some point you got burnt out. So tell us what happened.
Yeah, thanks for asking. So I knew I was going to be a therapist when I was 6 years old. I was super young and I was in therapy and I didn't like my therapist. She would have me throw this big red ball against a wall because she just thought I needed to get energy out. And like, what is this? This is not what I need. I didn't like it. And I said to my mom, when I grow up, I'm going to be a good therapist. And ever since then, I just have known that this was my path. It's like my whole life, I had a sign on my forehead that just said, open up to me. And people would just share the deepest stuff with me. And they'd just say, God, I never told anybody that. And it's like, we're in a corner at a party. It's not like we were anywhere private or special. It's like anywhere people would just start to share. And so I really knew this was my path. And I got my master's in 2018. And when I was in school, I was working with adolescents with substance abuse who did not want to be in therapy. And I was seeing, 6 clients a day, 1 hour each, 50 minutes each, 10 minutes in between to like take notes and maybe go to the bathroom if I was lucky. And it just wasn't what fulfilled me. And I was also in an office. And so I connected with what I wanted to create when I graduated and could start a private practice. And I was thinking about where's the most healing place of all. And to me, the most healing place of all is in nature. So I became a nature therapist. And in that process, I was walking and talking with my clients in the beginning of our work together, and I was walking miles and miles and miles a day. And at a certain point, my knees were like, stop, this is too much. And so I, slowly I actually bought a van and I renovated the van to be my therapy office. So she was my mobile therapy office. I still have her. Her name's Black Beauty. And I've since moved to Mexico in my van. But I've developed a practice that mixes really the mission of the Makaranda Method is to teach humans how to heal themselves through actively listening to the mind, body, soul, spirit, and nature to find peace in the present moment. And that's what I do. I work with clients and therapists and coaches and guides, and I love what I do. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. I feel so grateful that people open up and share themselves with me. It's truly a gift.
So the Makaranda Method teaches people how to listen to their mind, body, spirit, so that they can be at peace. Okay.
That's it.
Can you go a little further and teach us that right now?
Sure. Let's drop into a meditation.
If you're driving, pull over.
If you're driving, pull over.
I feel like it's my responsibility to say.
Thank you. Good job. You're driving, pull over, or if you're driving, drive. Just
Right.
drive. Well, feel your hands on the steering wheel. Feel your seat on the cushion. Feel what it's like to take your foot on and off the gas. Look at all the colors, all the license plates. Be right there. And if you're not driving, maybe you want to close your eyes. Maybe you want to drop inside and start to notice your breath. Breathing in for the count of 4. And breathing out for the count of 4. And allowing for your breath to find this rhythm. And what I'd like for you to do now is notice any type of vibration that you feel or that you hear. What do I mean by vibration? A wiggling, a jiggling, a movement. A really great place to start is by feeling your heartbeat. That is a constant vibration. And just breathe there. If your mind wanders, bring yourself back to vibration. For me, there's a little vibration of construction happening in the background that's going. So I just let my attention rest there for a while. And as you exhale, I invite you to relax your body. With every exhale, you just relax a little bit more. Take a few more breaths. Feeling the air on your skin. Relaxing with each breath out. Before you open your eyes, just notice how you feel. How do you feel right now? And when you're ready, you can start to bring some movement in and allow for your eyes to open, or keep your eyes closed through the rest of this call and allow for this podcast to be a form of active meditation. Meditation is not just about sitting with our eyes closed. It's about being present in our lives. But we have to practice on the cushion to release, to relax, to be right here so that in our lives, we can actually do it.
Mm, thank you. Okay, I want to talk about your journey as a therapist. Starting with making money. One of the things we focus on in this podcast is helping entrepreneurs grow. And that means sales, marketing, customers. And when you were first starting out, you probably had a degree and a huge college debt and no clients. And how did you start getting clients so that you were, seeing those 6 clients a day?
Well, when I was seeing those 6 clients a day, that was when I was in my internship and I was not getting paid. There was no money coming through from internship. I was working for free because I was learning, which I was learning, but like I put it in air quotes because it's like, it just seems insane that we don't get paid. So anybody who comes and works with me, they get paid. It's free labor is not something that I am interested in or interested in continuing. So that was then, but when I first started my practice, I really just reached out to my immediate network and I said, hey, I'm starting this private practice and I'm launching my therapy practice and it's going to be $80 an hour and come talk to me and I'd love to support you and we'll meet outside. So it was a lot of local people and I was really nervous at first. I remember being like, oh my God, I don't have any clients. I don't know what to do. And my husband, John, looks at me and he said, Eleanor, are you doing everything you could possibly do to get new clients right now?
That's a good question.
And I said, no. And he said, then stop complaining and start doing every single thing that you can possibly think of to get new clients. Let's make a list. So I said, okay, I'm going to reach out to Facebook groups. I'm going to make a LinkedIn. I'm going to reach out to people individually. I'm going to speak at meetups. I'm going to host a meetup. And I started talking on panels about holistic therapy, doing therapy outside. And I took a different approach. I wasn't just seeing people in an office. I was really doing something unique and special to me and something that really mattered to me. And slowly over time, it was pretty fast. I started getting new clients pretty much right away. And I've had a pretty consistent practice since then. Go through ebbs and flows. Actually, I've been through a pretty intense contraction period right now, almost 5 years into my business, which has been really interesting to observe. And so checking in with myself again, am I doing everything that I can to generate new business, to get more clients? And that's actually what led me to you, Majeed, and reached out to me for the Wellness Summit. And part of what you were saying is, do you need support in getting new clients? And I said, actually, yes, I do. That would be very helpful for me. And so then I did the expert speaker series with you, the Make Money Speaking Intensive. And since then, I've just been employing a lot of these techniques and slowly but surely getting more people, more connection calls. And when I have more connection calls, that leads to more clients.
Perfect. So, instead of me asking you the question, what's the best tactic right now? I think better than a tactic is just the question. Are you doing everything you can be doing? And make a list of the things you can be doing. And then start with the ones that seem most simple, easy, and fun and effective. Okay, so now take us to, you had a turning point in your practice where you were overwhelmed, burnt out,
walking
and you learned how
miles and miles and miles a day.
Yeah. So how did you go from that to a beautiful practice that you love now with lots of free time and highly profitable and all that?
What was the shift? Honestly, it was COVID. And I thought, people need help right now.
Yeah.
And this is Mahika, my cat, my new kitty.
Oh my God.
It was COVID and I thought, okay, I need to create something that's going to be really supportive for people. And so I created a group program called Forage Your Queen. And Forage Your Queen was 4 weeks. It was $500. And we would meet once a week. And I said, if you bring somebody to join this group, I'll give you $111 off. And so I had one woman who brought 3 friends, and I had 4 people in the group, and then I had 8, and 8 was my max because that was what I felt most comfortable working with. And I filled that group and I ran this course. And then all those women said, okay, what's next? And so I said, you're ready to do some deeper psychedelic medicine work. We did medicine work all together as a group, talk about sisterhood bonds that were created. And then they said, okay, can we do another one? So then we did another retreat. And then I ran Forage Your Queen 8 times with 8 different people. And that really started to support me in growing and expanding and launching. And I was able to work in groups. So I wasn't the only one holding all the space for everybody. Everybody was able to support each other. And it's just become magical in so many ways. And now I'm starting another group because I'm asking myself this thing, okay, well, what can I be doing now to expanding my network? Because I've reached my immediate network. Now I'm ready to meet people who I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I created a free seminar, which was something that you recommended that I do. And it's called Practical Magic. And I'm hosting that soon. And then from there, I'm going to launch an 8-week program called The Magic of Meditation. And it's teaching how to find peace in the present moment, just like the meditation that I led for us today.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Cool. So take me through the process you would if a burnt out therapist came to you and said, Eleanor, I'm doing these long days. I'm working too hard. I'm barely making ends meet. I'm thinking about quitting and getting a job at the local grocery store. What's the process you would take them through?
First thing I always ask is about their own meditation practice.
Yeah.
Straight up, if we're not sitting in meditation and if we don't know what are our thoughts and what are other thoughts, it's a hard job being a therapist.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
People come and just put all their stuff on you and they're like, fix me. And so part of what I say in my mission is actually to teach clients how to heal themselves, because I cannot heal them. They heal themselves, but I teach them the skills to heal themselves. So we have to listen to ourselves in order to be able to heal ourselves. So if my clients are not, therapists or not, if they're not sitting in meditation and they aren't aware of their internal dialogue, we can get lost. We can get caught in so many different stories, and we can, oh no, I'm burnt out and I don't have, okay, we have to find the inner peace. Because if clients can feel that we're not centered, we're not going to help them, right? Otherwise we're just talking the talk. And who's that supporting? Nobody, right? So it's really starting with the mindfulness practice. And then it's also raising our rates. That's really big. And not working with so many people,
Mindfulness,
groups.
Raise rates. Mindfulness, raise rates, work with less people, do groups. Tell me about, Eleanor, someone says to you, yeah, but I'm scared to raise my rates. How do you help them?
Well, I've been scared to raise my rates too. There's been parts of me where I'm like, am I charging too much? And what do I charge? And is this okay? And it's a whole thing. And so,
yes,
God, I'm in it right now. I've like raised my rates and I've lowered my rates and I'm raising them again. It's not easy. And it hasn't felt easy to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I want it to feel more easy. But I'm noticing even that these thoughts, like in meditation, like these thoughts around money and rates and they just come into my head. And I'm like, just quiet, just quiet all that. And I think one thing I noticed that when I did raise my rates from, $80 to 222 to then 333, people showed up when they were paying more. They show up harder. They never miss a session when they're paying a significant amount for it. The number of people who missed sessions or just rescheduled last minute, which I charged for them anyway, was astronomically higher than when I was charging more. And the other thing that I'm doing is not just working with clients one session at a time. I really have them sign up for a package. I believe that healing comes over time, and 1, 2, 3 sessions just isn't how I like to work with people. And so
your higher rates are attracting better, more committed clients who are committed to a longer, like a healing over time, instead of coming in for single session, fix me in an hour, not showing up, canceling. Okay, cool. Yeah. So
how about you, Majeed? I'm curious from you, like what has been your journey with rates and showing up, people showing up? I'd just be really curious to hear from your perspective.
Yeah. So the program that you signed up for,
Make money.
I originally sold it at $8,000, and it included a live event in person in Canada that had a significant production cost, a video crew, multiple restaurants. And so the profit margin on it was probably around 5,000. Then I switched to online and changed the price to 5,000. Then I started promoting using this Instagram outreach thing. And this is how we found you. And I had this belief that, like, if they've never seen me before, they might not pay 5,000. So I cut the price in half to $2,500. And I told you that when I offered it to you, like, this is the lowest I've ever offered. It's half price. And I realized halfway through that it's not twice as easy to sell 2,500 than it is to sell 5,000. It's not. In my estimation, now that I'm back to 5,000 and I just sold 3 in the last week, it's not easier to sell at 2,500. And then I have a $15,000 back end program, which is the program I offer after my $5,000 program. And usually my uptake for that is 1 in 3. In the case of the $2,500 cohort, my uptake was 1 in 8. So even though it's a small sample size, I think that my hypothesis is that a $2,500 client is not as deeply committed to the work as a $5,000 client. And therefore, the likelihood that they're going to go into a higher price, longer term program is significantly lower.
Interesting.
So now I'm back to 5,000 and 15,000.
Interesting. But I must say, Majeed, if you had come to me and said that this same exact program was $5,000, I probably would have said no, because that would have been a huge stretch for me. In fact, 2,500 was also a stretch. Like, I don't think I could have, I don't think I would have comfortably, and I don't think I could have said yes to that. Yeah.
And I'm grateful that we got the opportunity to work together.
Me too. I really am. Really am. And I hear you.
It's better to, for like, I like working with fewer people. And if I can work with, you have the option between 10 people at 5,000 or 20 people at 2,500. It's actually not the same profitability, because I have costs per student. So it would be twice as many costs with double the students, and at least twice as much work, if not more than twice as much work. So, I just coached a client this week. She has a really amazing healthcare program, lasts 3 months long. People lose weight and they balance their hormones, and she has a specialization in cardiac health, and she's really good. I said, how much is the program? She said $997. And I think it's really hard to get really committed clients to get really great results when they're only investing $1,000. Now, to me, $1,000 feels like throw it on the credit card. It's not like I don't break into a sweat and go, oh my God, this is a huge commitment. Now I realize that for some people it's a huge amount and it would be a huge commitment. But I helped her raise the price from 1,000 to 5,000. And she's like, yeah, but what if people don't buy? I said, well, listen, if people don't buy, just go back to it, offer it at so with some bonuses at 5,000. If people don't buy, you can offer it in some sort of smaller version at 1,000. So her next two sales were both at 5,000, which would have taken her 10 clients to get there. And all it took was just the belief that she can do it. And she didn't believe she could do it. So I was like, listen, I believe you could do it. Just borrow it from me. Okay. And borrow my belief that you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going down the pricing, raising your prices, psychology rabbit hole. But I think it's a little different for each person. Like, why can't you, some people have the story is like, I really want to help people who can't afford me, and for that, we have podcasts, we have YouTube videos, we have free webinars, we have free workshops. Those are for the people who can't afford you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting because I'm in the process of creating, it's called The Magic of Meditation. And I just sent a group message to all my best friends. We have a group called the Sister Circle. And I sent a message and I said, I want to charge $1,111. It's an 8-week program.
Yep.
Big. It's a lot. It's going to be a lot of work for me. It is. It's twice as long as Forage Your Queen, which I sold, it was a 4-week program. I sold it for $500. So it's twice as long. It's also like 2 years later and I have a lot more experience and things like that.
By the way, the math, it's less than $20 a day.
That's pretty cool. $20 a day to hold you accountable to actually sit your ass down and meditate. Yeah. I mean, I think that's super worth it. And
8 weeks of daily meditation, like what can people expect on the other side of that?
Changing. I mean, we can alter our brain chemistry. We can alter all the cells in our body. We can realign them to health and healing. They say that if you sit for 4 days, I mean, there's studies. There was a study that came out from the University of California. 4 days of sitting in meditation gave people less stress, sleeping better, feeling more grounded within themselves, gave them more energy. I mean, 4 days in a row. Can you imagine what 8 weeks can do?
I'm all about this 4 days. And pardon my laziness with the following question. What is the fewest number of minutes I can meditate to feel this effect?
That's a good question. I think they were meditating for like 15 minutes.
Okay.
You could do it. You can do 5 minutes. You could do 5 minutes. 10 minutes is better. 15 is pretty good. 20 is even better. Like I ask my clients to sit for 20 minutes. And I sit
True or false?
Between 20 to 30.
True or false? A nap is not meditation.
No.
No. It's not meditation?
Okay. No, not if you can lay down, you can do lying down meditations, but if you're actually sleeping, I would say that's not a meditation. However, there is a fine line. There's a really beautiful place right in between waking and sleeping that I actually coach people in finding. There's this brain wave that's not theta, because theta means like there's no stimuli whatsoever, but it's right there. And it allows for people to have deep rest, deep relaxation in just a couple of moments where we can also dream our life into reality. Because our mind doesn't know the difference between what's happening here and what's happening in our minds. So we can dream and we can create the life that we want in that space rapidly. And we can also heal our cells, heal our body, heal our tissues from the inside out so that we have more health. And so that's something that I've been teaching and learning a lot more about recently. So we're not just quieting the mind, but we can actually create our future. And that's actually the magic part about meditation.
So cool. Okay, Eleanor, for the people who want to learn more from you, for the people who want to join this magic meditation program you've got, for the therapists who are burnt out and overworked and just want to have that lifestyle where you're meditating and you're charging more and you're selling group programs and they want to work with you, where should they go?
Go to www.themakarandamethod.com. Not Macarena. Makaranda. It's MAKARANDA method.com. So it's themakarandamethod.com. And you can book a connection call with me there and we can get you signed up. I start in the beginning of November. So hopefully this podcast is out by then so people can sign up.
Cool. And any final thoughts?
I've got to say, working with Majeed, honestly, has been one of the most powerful things that I have done for myself in the last year. I don't usually invest in programs, and investing in Make Money Speaking has allowed for me to be more confident, to speak with more clarity. I actually just sent an email to a psychedelic conference that's happening in Colorado in June, asking them if I can apply to speak. And they got back to me and they said, yes. I'm hosting more webinars. I'm offering information for free and I'm able to reach new people. And I'm really grateful to you. I'm grateful to be on your team, Majeed. I'm grateful to experience the magic that you bring. So thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure.
We are so proud of you. Can't wait to see you on stage in Colorado at the Psychedelic Conference. All right. All right. Thank you for listening to the Expert Speaker Podcast. Thank you for being here, Eleanor.
Thank you.
See you on the internet.
See you soon.
Bye.
Ciao, amors.
Thank you for listening to the Expert Speaker Podcast. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave us a rating so that more people can discover the Expert Speaker Podcast and so more people can be empowered to share their message. Be sure to go to www.expertspeaker.com and take the masterclass to learn how to grow your business and make money speaking. It's totally free and will change your business. If you're ready to work with Expert Speaker, you can apply. Just go to expertspeaker.com/apply and someone from our team will be in touch with you to help you grow your business with public speaking. That's expertspeaker.com/apply. We'll see you in the next episode.